Hi, I am Jason Whitlock. That is Marcellus Wiley. That dude.
Yes, sir.
Want to speak for yourself, the most fearless show in sports. Coming up, we'll tell you if it's time for the Rockets to trade James Harden. But we start today with the Lakers. All right, one day, Hollywood is going to make a movie about Magic Johnson. It's going to be called The Pursuit of Happiness 2.0. It's going to chronicle all the jobs Magic quit in pursuit of happiness. Yesterday, Magic was back on television pretending he's Chris Gardner 2.0. Gardner's the real-life homeless dad turned stockbroker who the original Pursuit of Happiness movie was based on. And responding to an ESPN.com story that painted Magic as a bullying, absentee Lakers president, Johnson touted his bootstraps business bona fides. Johnson told Stephen A. Smith and Michael Wilbon, "Lazy? I have built a $600 million business. You cannot be lazy going from playing basketball and winning 5 championships. So I wasn't lazy as a player, and I'm not lazy as a CEO and business owner. That's never going to happen." Let's be clear here. I've seen no one call Magic lazy. I've seen this behavior as president of the Lakers characterized as inconsistent, naive, bullying, and non-existent. If I had to summarize the complaints about Magic's management style, it would be that he wasn't in the office enough to legitimize his dictatorial approach. Say what you want about Cersei Lannister or her son, King Joffrey. They sat on the Iron Throne every day. They showed up to work. There's nothing worse than an absentee dictator. The more Magic talks, the more it becomes clear he quit the Lakers for the same reason he quit his TV show, The Magic Hour, the same reason he quit as Lakers head coach, the same reason he quit ESPN's NBA Countdown show twice. He figured out he was no good at the job, and it interrupted his pursuit of happiness.
Today, I'm going to step down as the president. I had more fun on the other side than on this side. I want to go back having fun. I want to go back being who I was before taking on this job.
Magic Johnson excels at one thing, being Magic Johnson. Major companies have paid a fortune to partner with Magic's persona, and that has made Johnson filthy rich. I'm not knocking the hustle, but can we stop pretending that Magic is Chris Gardner working an unpaid internship while raising a 5-year-old son? Magic hit the genetics lottery. Less than 4% of American men are 6'2" or taller. The average NBA player is 6'7". Magic didn't take on the world to become a wealthy NBA player. He battled the 4%. Again, I'm not knocking the hustle, but there are serious advantages to being tall in America that extend well beyond sports. Magic parlayed his advantages into a brand that made him ridiculously wealthy. However, it in no way prepared him to be a great day-to-day leader. Last night, he once again whined about Rob Pelinka gossiping about him. Anyone who carries a president title is going to be gossiped about by his underlings. That's what goes along with the $10 million salary the Lakers paid Johnson. Magic didn't have the courage to tell Jeannie Buss he was quitting.
Somebody gonna have to tell my boss, because I know she's gonna be sick, but I know I couldn't face her face to face and tell her.
Have you really not told Jeannie?
No, I haven't. I couldn't stand to tell her.
But we're supposed to believe he has the tummy to fire Luke Walton and Rob Pelinka. Those are tough conversations that require deliberation, preparation, and proper presentation. Those tasks interfere with the pursuit of happiness. All right, joining the desk now is Fox Sports NBA analyst Jim Jackson and Rick Bucher of Bleacher Report. All right, Marcellus, I want to start with you, but I want to inject here. Rick said this morning on Undisputed that Kobe Bryant wants no parts of the Lakers' recruiting efforts this year, which to me is another red flag, so another guy jumping ship.
Yeah.
Has the Magic saga done irreparable damage to the Lakers organization?
No, it hasn't. It's amazing being an athlete and in sports culture, covering it, no matter what your perspective is. Sometimes we get lost in these absolutes and these extremes. I learned 2 things. Coach used to always say, success is not fixed and failure is fixable. Think about it. If you're the Lakers right now, use yourself as an example. Was your success guaranteed? It sure seemed that way in the 80s. How did it look in the 90s? Not so much. And then they rebounded early 2000s. Now they're going through the roller coaster. 2010, won a couple of championships. Like, the roller coaster is the guarantee. Like, no matter who you are. Look at Detroit. I grew up, I was like, Detroit is the bomb. What happened to Detroit? Chicago. Oh, amazing. Jordan, where are they now? So this can flip as quickly as it did flip on the Lakers. So in terms of the damage caused by Magic Johnson, it's temporary. I actually think his cachet brought them to a greater place than what they were after the 4 losing seasons. So Magic Johnson, his last 2 years, brought the greatest player on this planet to the Lakers, helped the brand out. But in terms of damage, you got to weigh the pros and cons, but I think they'll be fine.
The damage is not irreparable to the Lakers. They can work their way back from this. Is there damage? Yes. I would say that the irreparable damage is done to Magic Johnson. Now, I know we've talked about this previously. We've said, hey, he's quit before. This isn't anything new. The difference is he quit from a talk show. I never thought of Magic Johnson as a talk show host. He quit as a coach. Okay, he was a great player. What I've always thought was he was a leader. I always thought he was a businessman. I always thought that you could count on him and in his realm of expertise. This was supposed to be his realm of expertise. And now to go on not once but twice and to savage this franchise, you're burning the franchise down for your own good, to save your own image. And to me, that's not what I associated with Magic previously. It was all about he was the guy who made everybody better. He was the guy who went into the urban areas and started Starbucks. He was the guy who dished the ball. He made it better for everybody else. Now I am seeing a side of Magic Johnson that is selfish as anything I've ever seen. And that, to me, is the irreparable damage in this situation.
I think the issue is 2 things. One, I think it damages him more if the Lakers move on to be successful right away after this, okay? But let's think about Magic in his business career. As a business owner, an entrepreneur, he has his hands in a lot of deals. So that means he's not engaged on a day-to-day basis in what he does. So that's the same mindset he brought to the Lakers. He told Jeanie Buss, I'm not gonna be here every day, because that's how he runs his business. He has multiple partners that handle the day-to-day stuff. And then when he has to make a decision, he comes in, big guy, and makes a decision. So I think where he probably overestimated his genius was thinking that being the president, you can do that. And you can't, because as the president, you got to understand the scouting aspect of it, the recruiting aspect of it, what's going on the pulse of the team, what's going on in the corporate office environment. If you don't have your pulse on that, then you're going to miss the little things that it takes to be successful. And that's where I think Magic probably overplayed his hand.
Jim,
let me say this, Rick. I want to go back to why I think they have a civil war going on. That's why I think there's some real damage here to the Lakers, because they've been down, and I know that they've had a war between the Buss brothers, sisters, blah, blah, blah. But now you have Magic Johnson, arguably your greatest brand on the Lakers. He's going after Jeanie Buss's head, and he's going after Rob Pelinka. And now you have Kobe Bryant. To me, when Kobe says, I'm tapping out, it's like Kobe said, wow, this is a wildfire that can blow any direction, and I'm not getting burned up in it. And then you toss in LeBron James is here with the last few years of him being an elite player on the line. This thing is totally combustible.
Well, look, it's too many chefs in the kitchen, and I respect Kobe to just say, let me get out of here. Either I'm going to become a waiter and serve this food, or I'm just going to get out the restaurant right now and let this calm down. Smart play by Kobe. Think about it. Kobe, in his relationship with Magic Johnson, relationship with Rob Pelinka, relationship with Jeanie Buss, is hearing so many different things right now. The correct thing to do is say, I'm not going to side, I'm going to pause and let you guys figure this thing out together as big boys and big girls.
I think that's an option.
Right.
But you can't install your agent and then say, I'm gonna bounce.
Well, you know, in part, this is Kobe doing some brand protection as well.
Yeah.
But why? Because he's getting linked to stories that are true or not true.
Yep.
He's also he's the ghost consultant. And Kobe's like, wait a minute, I'm big enough to say I am or I am not. And I just think that his name is starting to enter into ways and circles that he doesn't want that.
Well,
so
especially if you can see where this is headed. Why do you want to be associated with something that is not ultimately going to work out if you have the wherewithal to separate yourself from it. One of the things he texted to me was, they keep trying to drag me back into this.